Hi, I'm Pharaoh, and today I'm going to. Oh, my game's just crashed. That's a bit crazy. I think that's the second time that's happened right as I'm starting a stream. I don't know if it's something to do if it's clashing with OBS. Anyway, I'm going to focus today on finding some fire creatures because I was looking in my creature register. That's not the right word for it, and couldn't find any. Could only find a couple that I've got. So I'm obviously running a bit low on those. I've been making do with what I've got, but only two. You never know, I might come up against something where I need three. And I've jumped into a new area. What's the name of this area? And hang on, catalogue. Discoveries. That's log. Exploration guide. I am in Kajak Terminus stellar region, so it's in Euclid. So if you find anything interesting, I'll be dropping the coordinates. So I'm going to try and focus on hot planets, and I have no idea if there are any in this system. It doesn't look like it yet. That doesn't look very promising. Decaying nuclear. Should maybe use my. Yeah, let's use my freighter, then I can do this a little bit quicker. And scan them all at once. So I've got a few things different today on my stream that I'm testing out, so we'll see if that works properly. Not least my camera is now properly following me, which because I've just bought a new webcam. Right, scan. So that's cold, that's cold, that's cold, that's grassy, that's acidic, and that's decaying nuclear. So there's nothing promising here yet. Might have a little look on this one just to see what it's like. Actually, let me mark it. My normal mode of exploration is to go everywhere, so.
Hello, Pharaoh.
Ignition B says, hello, Pharaoh.
Oh, that's coming up double. That's not right. Let's just go in here a second. Turn that off. Hi, Pharaoh. Ignition. That wasn't very loud, was it? I might have to turn that up a little bit. Maybe I could turn the music down. The music is very loud today. Generally, and it's only on 20. Turn the SFX up a little bit. But I might turn the music off. I don't usually play with it. I do like these bluegrass planets. It's nice and long grass as well. So have a look at the fauna while I'm here, as we're fauna hunting.
Double the trouble.
Absolutely. So I've got the I'm trying to get it so that it only reads out automatically text from people that are regulars. and then I can add to that list as and when different people turn up or become regular or whatever. And I can theoretically select any of the others, anything else that people post, and get it to read it out loud as well. But we'll test that if we get anybody else commenting. Can't see anything else right here. I need to do a proper search for some crabs because I quite like the crabs.
Ignition V says, is it me, or is the stream really choppy? I tried
Is
all
it
the
choppy?
upgrades.
Oh, it is missing some frames. I'm not sure why. It was perfectly fine earlier when I was testing. Let me just quit out of the game a second. I was a little bit worried that introducing a new camera might throw things out. Let's reset that. But my initial test suggested it wouldn't make a difference. But maybe it was partly to do with the way that the game crashed. So let's just try running the game again and see what happens.
Ignition V says, seems to have stabilized.
Well, it will stabilize when I'm no longer in the game, because OBS isn't doing as much. Let's see what happens now. Doesn't seem to be missing any frames now. Fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. Oh, the other thing that's new is my new t-shirt arrived with the Atlas logo on it, which I've been waiting for a little while. So yeah, frames missed due to rendering is ticking along at 0.1%, so that should be okay. You might see the odd drop frame. We seem to be losing loads of frames a minute ago. I reckon it was because of that crash I had. We will see.
Ignition V says, that t-shirt is dope. Looks really good.
Yeah, it's got a really nice logo on the back. It's like a large logo on the back. I don't know if you've seen it on their website.
Yeah, it's all good now. Looks smooth.
Right, so let's... I suppose I could use the searching for the right material method. Old school, finding particular biomes. What's it going to be under? Is it plants? Yes. So we're going to look for fire planets. So we want selenium. Locate substance. At least we'll be guaranteed that there should be at least one hot planet in the system. Looks like there's plenty of planets there. I should have really just jumped in my freighter, then I wouldn't have to jump in and out of my ship. I should only be jumping out of my ship when I see the right planet, really. Also going to turn down the SFX a little bit. just to balance things. Right, so where's the hot? Desert, fiery. Aha! I'm just checking something. I've set my auto readout to only read out messages that are 20 words or less. So that one ticked up as more than 20. I can adjust that. I don't know if 20 words is ideal. Let's see if this actually reads it out.
Ignition V says, I'm wearing my gloves on left hand and wrist wrap on the right. Was going to do some keyboard / mouse gaming. Forget that. This is better.
Gloves and left hand wrist. Okay. I have no idea quite what you mean by gloves on left hand and wrist wrap on the right. But I'm happy that I was able to get it to read out on a per occasion basis, so that's working fine.
Ignition V says, gloves for left sweaty hand, wrist wrap to keep right wrist stable, else injury pain.
Ah, okay. Have you got like a carpal tunnel thing going on, or let this one be a good one? ABB. It's not too bad. I mean, I'm surviving with some really low. They're obviously not tameable.
Ignition V says, if Alphas 195 reads Tart, he'll laugh his ATT off. He's a huge KB / M player.
Why is, oh, it's locating the solar vine for me. Don't really want it to do that. Of course, it's auto doing it now. I need to abandon that search for now. Otherwise, it's just going to keep doing that.
I do not have carpal tunnel. That's what I'm trying to avoid by this setup.
That makes sense.
Ignition V says, I prefer controller, but this game I'm playing is slightly better with KVM.
What's the game then?
Ignition V says, NMS is amazing with controller, no questions about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, No Man's Sky is pretty much designed for controller. It was console first, wasn't it? Just. Oh, SAS, that'll do. We'll grab that for now. We might come across something more interesting looking than yet another cow creature. But I can adopt him for now. It would be a shame to completely say, okay, that's the stream over. We found a good fire creature. And we've only been going for about 10 minutes, 18 minutes. Actually scan him. So what else have we got on this planet? Might as well complete the roster if we can. Underground, crowned, uncommon, has a rare. Oh, it's rare ground. That's okay. Let's keep going looking for that then. There he is. Wasn't that
Ignition
far away.
V
Where
says,
is it?
Hey, step 1. Find a good fighter. Step 2. Get the fighter some experience. Step 3. 3 hours pass by.
True. I haven't actually looked at this guy to see what his stats are like in terms of I'm working on a theory. Because I've really not had to min-max my creatures and haven't really worried about it. I'm working on a theory that in here, that the traits are only important above a certain level, but you don't have to have them anywhere near 100. So here it is. Let's give him a name. Spine cow. It doesn't always like the word spine. No, it's alright. Just let it. I think it's if you turn spine into Latin, it gets flagged as not a valid name. He's very ugly looking. It's not somebody I would necessarily want in my team. But anyway, so his helpfulness 23, gentleness 78, and devotion 25. My feeling is that gentleness 78, as an example, is probably high enough to trigger if there are any gentleness related battle traits. It doesn't necessarily need to be approaching 100. So I might do some experiments with that at some time, and then maybe if I get some clear data out of it, I might make a video on it. But it might be tricky to get some clear data from it. Right, so that's... Oh no, I was going to try and get the underground, wasn't I? Can't see a thing on this planet now. This is where I should be in my other ship. It's got all of my charts. Let's land a second. It would help if I could even see which way the ground was. Are they stars? Yeah, the ground's this way. Hi, Bertie.
Bertie Vomitia 4735 says, Faro try hard blue sphere type planets. I have a feeling it might be the location to breed Tesquid.
Hard blue sphere type planets. If I knew what you meant by that, I could try it. What do you mean by hard blue sphere? I was going to bring my other ship in that's got my charts in it. Archives rarely, I mean, they do occasionally have caves, but they're not very reliably.
Mission B says, he means a hard blue sphere and not a soft green cuboid.
Okay, yeah, thanks for the clarification, Ignition, that really helps. Was that a 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's exactly 20 words. I have a feeling Bertie's in my list of people that will auto-read out, but it came up as 20.
Ignition B says, man, I had a bad day, but I'm laughing now. Thank you, Pharaoh Euclid.
Well, that's why we're here, to have a bit of fun at the end of your day and the beginning of my, well, middle of mine. Minor settlement, that should be... Hopefully we'll have some open terrain, some open cave terrain. ones I find the most reliable to find underground creatures. Maybe this one not. Might as well land here anyway. What are we? Sustainable. Or there is a bit of cave there. Always have to look at the multi-tool. Boring. Only a little bit of cave there though. My average time to render went down just then. I think there's something delaying me. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Alphas195 says, "Hey Pharaoh." Alphas195 says, "Sup Ignition." Alphas195 says, "And yes, I am LMAOing."
Hi Alphas, good to see you. I'm going to try and use some regex to cut out so that if you're referring directly to somebody else with an at, then it doesn't necessarily have to read it out to the whole stream. That's going to take a little bit of
Ignition V
regex nonsense. Always fun.
195. I knew it. You'd find it funny. But I'm serious. Alphas195 says, "Oh crap, forgot about Robot Lady."
Yeah, it's like I'm saying. I'm thinking, if you do an at to somebody else, then I could always filter for that and say if there's an at in somebody's message, then it won't read it out. I'm trying to get it so it only reads out people that are regulars or people that I add to a list. So it doesn't read out absolutely everything, but it also won't read out anything that's 20 words or more.
Have you named the voice? Pharaoh have you clid? I vote of Jenny.
Well, Microsoft named this voice. This is just one of the standard Microsoft voices. This is Heather. But we could maybe rename her. I'd vote Cleo, as in Cleopatra.
Ignition V says, right, some of those MSFT voices are very good.
You could say that. I've chosen it because I think it's bad. One thing I really like is the filter and the creature. Let's just play that.
Alphas195 says, "One thing I really like is the filter in the creature survey mode. So good where the lighting just goes kaput." Ignition V says, "I am in agreement with Cleo."
Yeah, I agree that the filter is really nice, not just because it only finds creatures, which is ideal for when you're looking for creatures, obviously, which is what it's for, but also the lighting is so much better than the ordinary scan mode. What was that? That was an observatory. It's got, sometimes that has... Let's not be too fussy if we're just going to try and complete a roster. It should have some cave stuff around it. Got two here, so that gives me double the opportunity for caves. Some open cave terrain here, that looks more promising. See, look, the difference between that and that is pretty big. It's much more easy to scan and look around at the same time and not lose where you are, especially when you're in the darkness or in caves. So yeah, I agree, Alphas. Sometimes just walking away from the cave gives it a chance to spawn. Nothing there yet. Let's go and look at the other one. Which direction was it? I think it was this direction. Oh, there it is. Is that over there? It looks further away. Cave terrain looks like it. Oh, is that? Yes, there it is. B, B, and C. There we go. Oops, I didn't do all of them, but let's just do that on the main discovery page. Right, so we've got one reasonable candidate. If we don't find anything else, I would say that's a reasonable fire creature, but let's keep going because I'd like to find one I like the look of. And I find the cows quite boring. My least favourite fauna. Even the alien cow we found. Right, let's go again for the catalogue. Go back to the thing. Go back to plants. Go back to selenium. Oh, it's going to say it's in this system, isn't it? Alright, we're going to have to jump out of the system first. Might send us back to the same one, so we should have jumped a bit further. Oh, what I didn't do is give the glyphs for that particular planet, if anybody did like the look of that. SSA, was it? And you might be doing a complete undulate team. Seems unlikely, but... Let's just right, first of all I will check to see if we have selenium here. Target a planet. Yes, we must have one here because it says target a planet. So metallic. Be a planet behind there. Stay on it. This is the only problem with a controller, is when you've got a small target you're trying to scan. Blighted. So I'm not seeing it. Let's quickly go into my freighter.
Ignition V says, I believe you use a Steam controller, right?
I would use a Steam controller if I had one. The Steam controller is... The new Steam controller is coming out soon. And it's been heavily leaked, and we've seen the box, and all sorts of other things. So that should be coming out reasonably soon. And I want one. I don't have one here. This is a what is it? Power A controller, which I do really like, but the I need to either replace one of the sticks because it's looking a bit worn. So I'm not seeing why it's saying scan planets. Let's not look back. I didn't give the coordinates, but you'll be able to work it out from if we are given the other coordinates. I don't think anybody really wants a cow. If anybody really wants that cow, speak now. I want us to try and stay in this region, though. So let's open that up so we can see the region. Kajak Terminus. Let's see what the boundary is. Kajak. So it's just most of this and mostly downwards. What about upwards? Yeah, we're safe. We can.
Ignition V says, "Speak now, or forever hold your peace."
I don't think anybody really wants a cow as a special creature. If it was triple S, then I'd go back and give everybody the coordinates just in case they wanted it. But
Alphas195 says, "I think they have made the scanning from space way better now. Earlier you needed to be in first person to get info on faraway planets or planets that are slightly behind other planets." Alphas195 says, "Now it's possible even in third person starship view."
What, behind? I mean, I suppose you can come in and you can select the planet. I know what you mean, though. It is improved, but I don't think it's improved enough that I would not want to be in first-person view. Right, let's rescan for... So abandon that, and then rescan for it. And materials and items. Plants. Okay, substance. And hopefully it won't send me back to the... No, it's not giving me a path. It says Selenium supported planet detected. Is it because I detected one in that other system? Oh, there is one. Selenium here. It's because it was corrupted and I didn't... I was just looking at the names. Alright, let's go there then. I mean, marking planets is obviously a great thing. Let's go into third party view and see what you mean. Didn't stay in third party. That's better. Notably slower than my fighter. See, what I would have difficulty with is that it doesn't necessarily show where the planets are on the radar at the top on the compass. So if there was a planet behind this one, completely behind it, I'd have no way of knowing. unless I marked it, of course. But you can only mark it if you've been to it or scanned it in your freighter. So it'll be interesting to see if this corrupted planet has creatures that are fire. I presume it will, but I suppose there's a possibility they're anomalous. I haven't really done a lot of fauna hunting since the Xeno update, because I've been making do with the creatures I've got. And the only time I really went searching was when I was looking for mechanical creatures. Might be flyers only.
Alphas195 says, if it has that exotic ambience, then possibly it will have anomalous fauna.
It's got underwater, underground. So the only way to test it would be to look underground. They're only uncommon though, so we could quickly check that. We could test that theory. Let's get these out of the way. Cancel the search so it doesn't keep going to that. And I can do that in the log, abandon search. So that was all the flying creatures, was it? Yes. So let's see if we can find... was doing that thing where it disappeared for a second. Couldn't see it. Right, let's see if that marker disappears as I approach it, because I'm still seeing that with some points of interest. Yes, look, it's disappeared there.
Are frames dropping for you in game?
No, they're not dropping in game, so it's done it again. Why is it suddenly skipping frames? Just reset my stats and see if it's going fine, and then suddenly it's dropping on the stream. Now it seems fine again now. Now it's dropping.
Alphas195 says, planetary landings etc are dropping on stream. Ignition V says, oh no, I believe the game's in a buggy state.
Yeah, but problem is I've changed quite a few variables. So I've got like a new routine in social stream media. Let's close that. Got a new. Haven't got another camera app open. No. I don't think I've got anything running in the background that'd be causing any issues. frustrating if this camera is the culprit, because I was enjoying the camera. If it kills my stream... Oh, it's gone straight into the red.
Ignition V says, "Nah, Pharaoh, I think it's the game."
Well, let's just do what we did earlier and log out and log back in. Let's do mode select so it's no longer rendering anything. Now I've got something on my screen that's dying. Hang on a second. Let's get out of the game. Quit desktop. What's that going to the settings of? That's power toys. I don't want that. Getting in the way. Let's close it completely. Quit that. Reset that. Restart the game. Let's find out what's going on. I've closed everything I can close. It could be my my choice of NVIDIA plugin for OBS. I could try changing that. So let's see what happens with this first. That would be a shame because I was finding that it was working with... Let's reset that. I'm immediately dropping frames. Should have less demand on the GPU. We'll see if that works. What are we looking for? Underground creatures. There's one. But I can't tame those, can I? No. Is there another area of cave? So now I'm getting 0 drops, so I reckon that might be the culprit. Let's see what happens. Don't really want the chair in the background, but if it keeps the stream alive, then so be it.
Ignition V says, "Was it the NVIDIA plugin?"
It looks like it. That's the thing I've changed that's the most impactful on the GPU. And I've only dropped 1 frame since. another. Now the game to me feels slightly, but then I could be over analysing it, but it feels slightly choppy, but the stream is rock solid at the moment.
It looks like it's all settled down. Looking good.
Yeah, it does look pretty good from this end in terms of frames dropped. Been seeing this an awful lot since the update. It had stopped happening quite a lot, but you know, the points of interest being encroached upon by higher ground. It's happening a lot more than it was. Makes me wonder if some of my bases might be a bit messed up. I think there's usually cave stuff around those. But the presence of a boundary failure could mean that this is anomalous. Still trying to test that theory that it's anomalous, rather than just trying to find all the creatures, which isn't really a priority today. Like cave terrain? Yes, it is. I think a couple of patches, so this is a good chance of finding the other one. And there he is. And he is ASA, so he's very nice, and a little bit nicer looking than a cow. But he is fire, so that demonstrates that it would appear that the biome trumps the craziness going on here. Yeah, I think I might swap him out.
It's a fire creature.
Yep. It probably came in as slightly delayed, but yep. And interestingly, because it was reading out, I was just checking my. It doesn't seem to have dropped any frames just because it was reading out something, so that's positive. Right. Where was the creature I was going to get rid of? Not on that page. Not on that page. There, spine cow. I mean, he is slightly better. SAS. But I kind of like crabs more, so we'll go for that for now. And then we might find something better. Need to feed him. So my fear of missing a creature makes me want to do the underground now that I found, I mean the underwater now that I found both for the underground, because you never know, there might be a nice crab in the water. So let's have a quick look underwater. That's a small bit of water. I think I'd rather find a larger bit of water. Let's go sunny side so we can see it better. Yes, there's no doubt about it. The frames are fine. So it was my plug-in settings for NVIDIA. What I've done is I've reduced the number of frames. So my little thing in the middle of the screen, my own insert will be slightly choppier, but it doesn't look too bad. It will only remove background every other frame. I've often found that is a little bit demanding on GPU. Well, that's not going to be possible, and neither's that. I found them both, but neither of them are... What's he holding? It looks like he's playing a saxophone there. What? I might be able to tell when we get on land. Must be an invisible fishing rod, perhaps. What am I doing? Oh, it's the Gravitino coil. Yeah, his arms are quite weird position for that. So we might as well grab the nanites while we're here. Go to anywhere else. Reminds me, I was doing an experiment recently. I was trying to mathematically prove or disprove the theory that higher and lower numbers in the galaxy map. So, for instance, here it is G5PF, and there's been a long-running theory that can really cause major arguments, because some people say it's complete nonsense. And some people say it's definitely true. That the number 5 in this case indicates a middling temperature range. And that if we were to look at something else, say for instance, that's 4, that's 0. So 0 would be an extreme of one or the other. Now, I think the people that definitely think it's fake are people that think that probably means something like how hot or cold, like for instance, whether there will be hotter planets or colder planets. But that's not what I think it means. I think it's about like the game lore. If we look at we look, for instance, at materials and items, Yeah. If we look at activated, it says that copper has been activated by the extreme conditions in which it was formed. Copper is found on yellow stars. We know that copper is. So I believe that you're more likely, on average, potentially, to find activated items in 0 or 9, and not in 4 or 5. Oh, I seem to have done a hand gesture to stop it following me. That's better. It's following me again now. It flashed at me to say, you want me to stop following you. I put my hands in the screen and it looks for hand gestures. So anyway, so yeah, I'm running a test. I'd forgotten I was even doing it because Xeno came out. So I might have some data on that at some point, whether it's true or not. Either way will be interesting. These things are so difficult to prove or disprove, though. So my what's the word? Methodology is to stay in one region only, so not go out of the region at all, and find every single very low number and possibly every single very high number, and see if there's a statistical variation. The things we do in this game when we get bored. There are no updates coming out. See, this kind of thing was not happening until recently. Is it going to put me under the ground? No, it's on the ground. That is not a nice parking job.
Ignition
A
V.
unicorn cat.
Oh, the rumor mill says no major updates till the 10th anniversary. Ignition V says, onk, that ship's embedded in the ground.
See, he's nice and he's SSC, but his combat effectiveness is C. Yes, quicksand barking, definitely. I'm having lots of luck with the underground creatures. So there's 3 rare grounds and a couple of flying that we haven't got. I can hear the flyers. For those that do want to get into fauna scanning and getting all the fauna on planets, something that you may not realise is that you can usually tell when a creature has spawned in by the noise that it makes. So for instance, if we just start walking in a direction, we're looking for that flyer. Now I just heard a bird noise then. So there should be a bird that's just spawned in. It's probably one of those just respawned. So we'll keep going. I'm listening out for bird noises. I'm not bothering to scan unless I hear a bird noise. There was another one. That may have been the other one despawning, because I think they sometimes make a noise when they despawn too. Ah, there's the proper one. There, it just spawned in. You can hear that. They're the ones I'm really listening out for. The rest, I think, might be just ambient. The kind of... That was a ground creature by the sound of it, and there it is. BCA. Once you get used to it, you can really aid your... I had another one then. So that spawned in over there. One of these two groups just spawned in. You can really speed up your fauna hunting just by using your ears. Ideally with headphones. So I heard another noise that time, so it's different. That could be an ambient noise. Yeah, it probably was. So that's just like a biome created noise. So that, could you hear that as that spawned in? We could even see it spawning in then. It's the same ones making that noise then. You see how they made a noise as I approached them. A similar thing happens with birds. So that's our missing ground creature. So one rare ground and one common flying. So common flyer, it should be around. There it is. One rare ground. Now I can stop worrying too much about noises, because ground creatures I find are easier to just kind of keep moving and scanning.
Alphas195 says, only honey creatures are the most distinctive sound-wise.
Oh, that sounded interesting. What was that? Yeah, especially the when they're bouncing. They've got like a... Yeah, they do... I can't think how to describe it. They do have a very distinct sound when they come in. CCB, so that's rubbish. But we got another 2,000 nanites. Always worth it. Not that I need nanites on this save, but... Look after the pennies, the pounds look after themselves. Let's go and find my quicksand landed ship. I was a little bit weirded out by the fact that there wasn't a marker. One of those little... I reckon the door's going to be... Oh, see, this seems to have come in at the right level. So why is the beacon thing that we click to summon our ship coming lower? Have a look what it looks like first person. Oh, I've turned off that because I turned everything off that I didn't. Turned everything off in the background, so I can't use my hotkeys at the moment. Right, another system. I mean, this won't prove anything, but if we go for something like an 8 or a 9, we'll just see if it has if it has a stormy planet. Whether we have any activated metals. We don't there. But we do there. So it's my theory is that it is going to be statistically possible to point out whether or not you can find activated or not. It won't. The thing is, it won't be direct, which is why people don't necessarily believe it. Even if we do find a statistical chance of it being, I'm going to look at that water world. Even if we find a statistical chance of it being more likely, it won't be like 100%. So people will still probably deny it. What colour star are we in? We're in purple. Right, I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. I don't even remember how to do it now. Switching. There we go. That is a bit cumbersome when you're used to. See, this is a typical example of how it's still better to be in first-person mode. There's no way we could tell that there's a planet behind it unless we had marked it. Now, of course, we can mark it in this case because we've used the scanner. So we can mark it here. And now it will show up around the back. So that it is improved. But I would still prefer first-person view when looking for planets. A dissonant water world. Very cold. Is that land? Not sure. I'm not going to be able to see it from the space yet because there's a storm. That was a cloud.
Extreme temperature detected.
Storm finish maybe. This is a visual bug I've been seeing a lot of. Let's see if I can get it to do it again. At a certain level we get like lines on the planets on the water. I've only started seeing that recently. I don't know if it's been there before. Once you get closer, it disappears. It's definitely a rendering bug of some kind.
Extreme temperature detected.
See, I did come looking for an extreme world, and I think I might have found one. doesn't want to stop storming. So it's now finally done so. So you can see the lines there a little bit in the reflection of the sun. So I wonder if it's just magnifying that at a certain level. Let's see if I can recreate it now with... That square pattern isn't it. That's just the purple system rendering. I can't get it to do it now. Might be related to storms, who knows? Can we see any land? To give up on land, but that might be land over there. You can see phantom land on these purple systems though. See, that looked like land and it disappeared. I thought that would be land. But it isn't. Right, I'm going to land on the water. Probably aren't any land creatures here anyway. They're all underwater as usual for this kind of thing. I was just hoping if I landed near the thing I might spot a crab or two. A helmet crab. What are we doing? We're in the wrong place there. This is the nicest quality of life for a long while, being able to scan. It's just there's can be a little bit of a problem with some of these exocraft. You have to kind of get a direct line of sight that doesn't go through your exocraft,
Water temperature detected.
which can be a bit tricky sometimes.
Received.
Two more. They're both common. I'm just hoping that one of them's a crab, just because I like
Water temperature
helmet crabs. No other reason.
received.
I've never really worked out why our point of view is underneath the sub. Is there anything special about it? Just common, always active. So we should be seeing it. It's not nocturnal. it's swimming. Yes, these goldfish. Oh, right, no crabs here. I never remember the button for going up. Is that up? No, that looks like it's going down to me. That's up.
Extreme water temperature detected.
It's always weird that it will give you the extreme conditions as you're leaving the conditions.
Extreme night temperature detected. Extreme night temperature detected.
There's nothing else here that's really that important, so let's use the catalogue. Let's keep it simple and just, whoops, I missed the button with my thumb. So while I'm here, I'll show you the ship I found the other day. I quite like the look of. Maybe it's not in this save. I thought it was. Oh no, I'm looking at these and I should be looking at this. Yeah, it's an A, that's the one. Restore it. This ship. So let's, oh, did I just put it back in? I just put it back in, didn't I? Now I'm going to the wrong place. Anybody think I'd never played this game before? Right, the reason I like this was the colours of the metal. I don't want to go anywhere, do I? Let's have a quick look at it. Let's got a nice metallic sheen, a slightly yellowish metallic sheen to match its yellow look. The only thing I'm not super keen on is these box engines. But other than that, it's a nice looking ship. And I do like my chromes. Not using that because it's got nothing in it and it's not very fast yet. These is going to be... Oh, I didn't scan it while I was in the... That was the whole point of getting my freighter. Frost. So that one was just this one. Ground, flying, and a couple of underground. Put that shit back in here while we can. I would have thought arid would be a desert planet, not a scorched planet. Well, further to my experiments with Oceanus's creatures, is it the Xeno prawn that can lay eggs here? It looks like it's 3.5 days before they will lay. So I don't think I've had this for 3.5 days yet, but
Ignition V says, yuck, me too. Arid to me is dessert.
yeah, it's a strange name for a scorched planet. See, it says I can induce that egg, so I must have had it for long enough. So I need to make it happy. How is that feeling sad? It's like... it's at least like 75 to 80% happy. I might try and make a bigger one of those. So we saw some flying CCA. That's a shame because that's the kind of creature a lot of people do like. I'm not so keen on them personally, but actually let me just get rid of that selenium search in my log because it keeps switching to that scanner. Ground creatures here, are there? One, two. Well, that one, that's daytime, that's fine. Yeah, so we should just be able to find them here. Let's get moving and see if we can find them. AAA, it's quite nice. I think that's more than good enough for... Oh, it just despawned. It's more than good enough, but we do have something slightly better than AAA at the moment. Where was that one? Goat creature. BCB, another type of goat. So just one more uncommon ground. There he is. AAS is quite nice. It's more than adequate for its AAS is pretty good actually. Really like if you're making a deer roster, then actually we can just do that, and we can switch to why did that not work? No, it's not working. My glyphs thing is not working at the moment. Let me just do it manually. Oh, it's there. Alright, I can't do that. But the glyphs are in the bottom left there. It's still changing as well. What is it up to? You change one thing in OBS and everything else goes out of whack. Right, so 2 undergrounds. I might have a look because we are in a hot climate. terrain around this.
Ignition V says, OBS is very finicky. LOL.
I do think it is. That was working yesterday. I tested it, but it's not working now. Logical dig. I don't think they have much around them. Shelter. They sometimes do. Let's go to the shelter and see. Possibly just picked up the shelter of the building we were at, because it's disappearing as soon as we look down here. So it's probably picking up that shelter there, so that's not going to help. I need to fix this bug. Mission tower, they're not usually great, but let's keep going until we get minor settlement, hopefully. There we are. That's disappeared off the screen as well, so it must be quite close. Let's try and triangulate. This really, really annoying bug, this. Disappearing off the screen just there. It's not easy. A bit higher. Well, I'm not seeing it. It's supposedly going to go out of the area. Make sure we are looking in the right area. I might have to reload to get it to show up. Because look, they're disappearing. They're on the screen right at the top. Two little markers. And then I look up and they disappeared. Sometimes this works. There they are. was near where we were, because this was near where we were. So it disappeared as we were approaching it. And after all that, there doesn't appear to be any cave terrain around it. Picked up the one we were at. Which definitely doesn't usually happen. No, it hasn't. It's an hour away. Just so happened it was in the same direction. See it, but again, no cave terrain here. Need to land to cancel it off of our system so that we arrive there. They don't usually, yes, they can have caves around them, but less likely. It's disappearing again. Not sure though. Getting paranoid. I don't know if it. So that's the paleological dig. So that's not it. Shelter. Yeah, I think I just saw one disappear. This is making things very difficult, Hello Games. I have reported it, so there's no point reporting it again. It's right there somewhere. And it's not one we want. In fact, I think it's even one we've been on before. Let's tick it off. This usually makes sure it definitely doesn't get brought back in the list. See, it just disappeared. I'm going to give up with this. I'll just go to the ones we've got. So we've got a paleontological dig. Might have caves around it. It's small enough to cut into the landscape, perhaps. See, that disappeared as we approached it. It's not cutting into the landscape. Don't appear to... Oh, there's possibly a cave there. No. Sometimes worth scanning in that area anyway, just in case there is a cave. There's a marker, grade marker. That's usually near caves, so I'll mark that. Ovine. Where did I park? Over there. That was closer than I thought it was going to be. And no caves. I don't think we're going to get many caves around here. Give up with these underground creatures. We'll go to another system. We can't use the... I've gone into a different thing. No, it was Kajak Terminus. Scan this system first. Nuclear. Stellar corrupted. Salvageable. There we have one. Mark that. And then that one also. So Taba is the other one. Is it that one? Yes. So they're as close to each other as they suggest on the map. was a long way away. I mean, this isn't my fastest ship, but it's not slow. Difficulty finding caves here, at least. Let's see what we got. We got one rare ground, two common ground, another rare ground, another rare ground, two flyers. Don't need caves at all. Seeing nothing apart from a ship landing. Nice ship though. What colour are your sails? Oh, nice. Kind of a golden burnt red. Kind of burnt orangey. Well, I'm only hearing the ambient noises as well.
Alphas195 says, nice.
Definitely a nice ship. I've got a very similar ship though, so it's not going to be added to my collection. And I don't know what. It's a balanced economy, so you could potentially find a decent one. Lifts at the bottom if anybody actually wanted it. Finally finding creatures here, that's a good sign. So what was that? That was ABB. Can't move for stumbling into caves here. SBB. AAC. Is there one more? Yeah. One more rare ground. There he is. BBS. It's a float crab.
Alphas195 says, I just recently upgraded a yellow rosa to match my yellow character, otherwise I've just been driving my Corvettes.
Yeah, I've kind of drifted away from my Corvettes for this kind of thing. If you're just searching for stuff on planets, they're absolutely brilliant.
J83-42 says, howdy.
Hi, J83-42. It's a little bit concerning that actually read that one out. But maybe it was listed. Oh no, it is listed. You're on my it will be read out list. Couldn't remember exactly who I put on it and who I hadn't got round to yet. SSC.
Says, hi Jake.
See, that would be really nice, but I don't like combat effectiveness C. But I do like cats.
J83-42 says, hey Alphas.
If you're not sure what I was talking about, Jay, I'm trying to use a filter so that not every single person is read out. And I added a load of people to my list so that it would read out specific people that I knew. So you obviously added to that list. The reason I said it was a bit concerning because I didn't remember adding everybody. So I wasn't sure who had been added and who hadn't.
Alphas195 says, same, C in combat or agility is an absolute no-no.
I mean, agility, yes and no. I mean, let's just look in my roster for a second. I've got things I've found. I mean, I quite happily use that, for instance. I think it's one of my frost creatures that's really not great. Yeah, CSA. Yeah, but I've been using this creature quite happily in my combat. Its agility I haven't even managed to max yet because it's frost and you don't often have to match frost up if you're going for an aggressive strategy because frost beats anomalous, I think. Is that right?
Alphas195 says, your video window is kinda blocking the class stats for us.
Ah, yeah, it is, isn't it? Because I was... Well, I mean, you can see it. CSA, it's combat, agility, health. I thought I'd move that slightly to the left. Let me just move it slightly further. That should be enough. I don't want to move it too far in because it will just obscure everything else. Yeah, so I quite happily use these creatures. Even though, for instance, this one's combat effectiveness is C. Trying to think what else is older. Cham Cham. BCB. I've been quite happily using that creature. So they're both variants, so there's not going to be any rare crabs on this planet. So I think I've got all of the ground. Yeah, I've got all of the creatures. So there we go. Let's pull my ship in, it'll be quicker. I like the feel of this planet. Maybe it's the sky. Kind of light blue is a nice contrast to these fiery colours.
J83-42 says, how's the bug hunt going?
It's going all right in that I found one creature that I'm reasonably happy with. But it's just not. It's not kind of a forever creature, so I'm keeping going. I'll show you what I did find. Yeah, we need to get out of this system and then. Found a couple of creatures with reasonably nice class. I took the first one, but it was a type of cow, which I'm never that keen on. Found a slightly worse crab, but I prefer crab, so I went for that one instead. I've only got the one gap. So I've got a kind of an underground crab creature. Creatures on our freighter. at the... Yes, I can look at the list. Yeah, so this is the one I'm going with at the moment. It's an ASA. The other one was SSA, I think.
Says, my planet has an SSS cow with a big head. It's pretty ugly, but is tough.
Yeah, I mean, I keep finding cows. For instance, these two. This is an SSC. It's not bad. And this is an SSS. But neither... They're both the most ugly things you could possibly imagine. So I'm not very attached to them. I think I'm more attached to Stalkeye because he's a bit funnier than Weevil Deer, because he just looks like a weevil. You know what? I didn't go to that second planet in that last system, did I? There were two. I didn't go to that one. So we should go back there. What's the name of that system? I'll just mark it. Set waypoint.
Ignition V says, that's my biggest gripe with NMS, the worst abominations for creatures. Albus 195 says, Weevil Deer. Stalkeyes.
They're so that I can actually remember where they are and what they're called. Got to go with the obvious. I'm looking in the wrong system, aren't I? I'm looking for a marked planet, but I don't want a marked planet. I want my custom waypoint back. There we are. Of course, this was one of those planets that's a long way away, so I'm going to fly all the way to it, and I was close to it earlier. So it was it that one? Yep. Actually, double check what type of fauna it has. Yes, it does have ground fauna. Let's go. It'll take me a minute. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't an SSS, I would never have had Stalkeyes. He's a bit weird looking. But I definitely would replace Weevil Deer. It's just a bit weird. I even tried to genetically manipulate him, but it didn't work. He kept his weevil head. It's either a weevil or it looks a little bit like a clanger, if you've ever seen the British cartoon, well, kiddies stop animation, and I think also now a terrible cartoon.
LOL.
Right, let's see if we can find something a bit better than that crab. Not tameable. Is everything rare on this planet? It's not saying anything. Yeah, they're all rare ground. They're going to take a little while to find. It would be nice if rare had a higher chance of being spawning an S, but I don't think they do. I think it's all completely randomized. doesn't appear to matter what the system is. It doesn't appear to matter what the economy is. That's the other thing this scanner is really nice for, because it doesn't select anything else other than fauna. These things that are often really tricky to capture are a little bit easier to capture because you don't accidentally trigger something else. So it's going to all be weird stuff by the look of it. 2 more rare ground. BA. That's a shame because I quite like those things when they pop up at the arena. Kind of weird things like that. Rendering's a bit slow on this planet. I think they've been messing with the ground rendering a bit. What colour system are we in? Purple, that's not surprising. Take it back, it's just normal ground rendering for purple systems. It's nice the way that that archive has just spawned in above the tulips. I'm not seeing anything. To need to be on lower ground in this system. The same thing on that last planet. When I was high up, I couldn't see anything. Green blob is the same green blob. Yep, sometimes you get 2 similar things. Pity that's not tameable. I've seen that crop up in an Oceanus battle, that type of creature. Douglas Adams quote? Is it men are real men, where men are real men, women are real women, and real green creatures from green creatures from Alpha Centauri are real green creatures from Alpha Centauri? He's certainly a green creature. He's certainly real. Common underground. It's worth looking for his comment. Find underground.
Alphas195 says, yes, that sounds like Douglas Adams.
See this, I mean, I'd like
Temperature levels stabilizing.
pure beetles there. I mean, that's not, it's got spider legs, but beetle creatures, they're not that common. If that was higher, I would go for that. So you notice when we've actually managed to find caves, and we'll discount that last planet where we couldn't find a cave. The underground, obviously rare underground, is still harder. Did I actually grab the nanos? Yes, I did. What was that planet type? Marshy. So, catalogue, materials, plants, selenium. Already been there. That's not going to help me. The problem when you stay in a region is you start to get the same hits. Oh, what am I doing? I really want to stay here. Scan this system. Holland, Paradise. Nout. Maybe I'll go to a new region in a bit. We've exhausted this one. Seems unlikely we've exhausted it, but if it's not going to give me hits on the scanner. What I haven't tried is a gas giant for red or blue. So I should maybe try that while I'm here. See if I can get those anomalous creatures to give me eggs. Seems unlikely, but you never know. It's green. Whether the colour makes any difference, I have no idea. Not in native climate. What was the other one we were having difficulty with? Is it the corrupted quad? Call in my freighter. Crystal, selenium. Arid again. This is very purple system. I'll get rid of that selenium. SBA.
Received.
Small-headed dinosaur. Nice cat, but CBC.
Received. Received.
T-Rex, but it's BSB. It's not too bad, but not really going to beat what we've got already. AAB.
Received.
One more rare ground and one rare underground. Doesn't look like we'll have a difficulty finding caves on this system. This planet, rather. It's rare, so it's a good thing.
Nearby toxins detected.
Ignition V says, sometimes, the Where UG really tests my patience.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have quite a lot of patience for doing that kind of thing. Spent a long... I spent weeks doing one months even, I think it was. Back and come popping back. I really like these. They're very Christmassy. CCC is not going on my nice list. So just the rare underground, which I'm not sure if I really have patience for in a stream. But there was plenty of underground.
Ignition V says, the only
There's what there is.
CC is going on is a food list.
Yes. Venison. Glowing venison. There you go. One rare underground. What's the problem? Maybe give it 2 more systems. I think nearly 2.5 hours worth so far. Once this video has been properly processed, I might try cutting out some of the frame dropping online, which is always a pain, but
Ignition V says, the problem is, last time it took me 2 sessions and more than an hour to find the last rare ugg.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, that's better than 6 months. And when you find it, it's almost invisible. Selenium, there we go. Ulst. Is this my lucky planet? Because I said I was only going to look for 2 more systems. Stormy, that's not necessarily going to help us. Although early on people were swearing that stormy places were more likely to have...
Ignition V says, oh my god, 6 months, phew. That's crazy.
I think it was longer, but 6 months is an estimate. But I didn't stay on that planet the whole time. I just popped back to it every now and again. But they were really not spawning properly back then. Then when I found it, it was one of those little kind of vapor creatures that's kind of a bit like a geyser. It's hardly visible. It was really disappointing creature. BBA.
Received.
ACB.
Received.
ASA. Now that's nice, but what is it? Is it a... SAS rower, not ASA. So that's nice. I think that's a bit nicer than my crab. It's a bit warthoggy, but let's swap him out. So where are we? Bye bye Ori Ori. Just remind me it was AS. Yeah, so that's the opposite. So it's a warthog cat. Strangely named Croco Croco. BCA. So the glyphs for this one, if you like warthog cats, they're in the bottom screen there. I wish I could get my other thing to work. I'll have to redo that.
Ignition V says, out with the Ori Ori, in with Croco Croco.
Absolutely. Rare ground. 1 rare ground. You never know. Will it be better than Croco Croco?
Alphas195 says, I'm looking forward to finding one of those fart fishes with good stats.
Yes. Someone had. I mean, I know somebody on...
V says, I do hope we get a stream where we get to see them battle.
Possibly. Battling isn't the most exciting thing once you've got really good creatures, I find. Currently, because the only pet I have to get is the Betosianus creature, which is going to take another, I think at least, what am I on? $20, so that's going to take another 10 days. That's only 1 a day, so that's not going to be a stream. Maybe I'll put my other save through a few championship battles and a few searches. Because I always think of this as my experimental save. It's my oldest, most probably corrupt save file. Underwater, 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 underwater. I'm going to get them because why not? And you never know, one of them could be a crab. We're not going to see the water from up here with the clouds in. Maybe we are. They're clearing a bit.
Ignition V says, is this the save that's been in and out of experimental?
Yeah, many, many times. And it's also a save that had far too many discoveries in it. So it kind of kept getting corrupted on this list here. It keeps getting a bit corrupted. But it's the best one to use when there's a new save out because this one collects all of the kind of titles and the rewards. And if it does get messed up with a new save, then so be it. I could probably fix it with a save editor at some point. It's interesting they're not. I'd have thought they would be tameable because they could probably walk, but obviously not. That's obviously a crab, but he's not very good. It's a shame because I really like that particular helmet crab. Where is he?
Ignition V says, is there a new save editor these days?
Yes. What's his name? Commander... Vector Commander, is it? It's the original save editor, but it's been forked because he made it. The person who did it before, was it Lenny? I think he might have moved on from No Man's Sky completely, which is a shame because he also did the repository.
Cobra Commander.
Cobra? I don't think it's the name. No, I don't think it's Cobra Commander. It's another underwater crab, but BAA.
Ignition V says, LOL.
See, I really like these, and that's got a lovely metallic sheen to it. That kind of diving bell, and the colours in the middle. The colours here are different, so you can get variations of this one. And it's always been one of my helmets that I quite like from Dreams of the Deep. But he hasn't got good enough stats, so he's not going in my list.
195 says, Ignition too much G.I. Joe.
Yep, absolutely. It's not G.I. Joe. I didn't grow up with G.I. Joe because it never really came to England as far as I know. And even the toy was called Action Man in the UK. I'm not sure if they turned it into an Action Man cartoon. I don't know. It wasn't a thing for me at all. I only know the references second hand.
Ignition V says, me neither, it came here just as I was entering my teenage years.
Yeah, maybe that's it as well. Maybe it wasn't that early. was a very successful series of comics. I think Marvel did them. They were, whoever did them, they were seen as very, very good comics. I never read them. They're still seen as classic comics. Right, one more system. That should be my lot, really. Although I'm relatively happy with Warthog Cat. What's that ship that's just landed? It's a bit boring. It's not a metallic one. It's only got a bit of metallic here. If this was all metallic, then maybe, but I mean the green is shiny, so it's promising, but this isn't.
I think this was a productive stream. We found Coco Rocco. Saz.
Is it Coco Rocco? He's going to get renamed anyway. Croco. He's going to get renamed as Wart Cat. So I know who he is. Could be called Shark Cat, but he's not very cat-like.
Ignition B says, the Oink Master.
Right, one more selenium planet. I think it would have to be an exceptional creature to replace a Walk Cat now. Selenium. Atom. Not quite atom. Handy, it's right here. Well, since I changed my settings in my NVIDIA background remover, I've dropped 92 frames out of 405,700 odd. So I think that proves that those settings are not really viable, but they are settings I didn't used to use either, so I was just being optimistic that maybe I could use them now. But obviously not. CAS.
Ignition V says, yeah, this is excellent. You tried the NVIDIA Broadcast app in lieu of OBS.
No, I don't use the NVIDIA Broadcast app. I use the... see, that's nice. If anybody's looking for, like, two-legged systems, then this isn't bad. I'll get back to that point in a minute. BSS. So these are the glyphs if anybody really likes that. I've actually got a two-legged deer, so I don't really want another one. Yeah, I use the DLLs from it, or the OBS can use those particular filters, as it were, without using the NVIDIA Broadcast app itself, which is incredibly resource hungry if you do it with using the app itself. So I don't recommend that to anybody streaming. Considering I'm using a 4090 with what I would consider to be an okay processor, I don't think anybody's going to have better luck with it. It's just not good enough for streaming these days. They've messed it up. They've made it so resource hungry. But there's also in the filter settings, you can choose between quality or performance. And I thought I'd chosen quality, but I'd obviously chosen performance. But the other thing you can choose is how often it rescans the background to delete it. And so at the moment I've got it rescanning every other frame as opposed to every frame, and that's fixed it. And that is usually the setting I use, although I usually use it with chair deletion. So I'll test it with chair deletion at some point. But that seemed to change as soon as I turned chair deletion off and changed it to every other frame, it was working fine. So one or other of those settings is the thing that's fixed it. For anybody that actually wants to stream using these things. I mean, one way of fixing it would be to do this. As we're getting towards the end of the screen, I can probably mess around. So I just have like a window. That would work.
You're muted here.
But what I was saying, if I was muted there, of course I didn't have thing there. I could just have it set like this, and maybe chop the top of that thing off and just have a window. But I just feel like it's a bit more boring.
Now you're not.
So I prefer to kind of green screen it, as it were, although I'm not using green screen at the moment.
Ignition V says, Q, do you find streaming easier than making videos?
Oh, it's easier, obviously. I mean, I don't have to think about it too much. The problem is that it's not as engaging content always. If there's something brand new coming out, then obviously a stream will get engagement because people are interested in the new content. Whereas a stream like this, just looking for creatures, a few people might have a little look at it once it's been posted, but it won't attract a great deal of attention. So it doesn't necessarily help the stream, as it were. But I enjoy it for just like chatting. I wouldn't want to not do it. Really, it's because of the times I choose to stream. I choose to stream in the middle of the afternoon, UK time. I could theoretically stream in the evening on maybe an organised single weekend. But it'd be less likely to be consistent. 2 rare undergrounds. That's not going to go well, is it? Let's have a quick look. Maybe down here. So yeah, so obviously the actual interaction is more fun, having a chat to people. And you find out more about the game because other people have got different knowledge and theories and... And it's a nice game to stream because it's quite a cozy game. As I was saying, I was tempted to stream Ken. I just think I would be rubbish at it while streaming because I really have to focus and I can't really talk while doing it because I'm not particularly a great climber. Although I am getting better at it.
Ignition V says, yeah, we got cheated out of a Cairn stream.
Well, you never know. If I manage to complete my free solo mode, then I'll have done everything I need to do with that. And there's some new DLC coming shortly. So if I complete free solo, then I probably have learned enough that I don't have to focus on it entirely. So I could stream the new content when it comes out. I really like the look of the new gym they're going to introduce into Cairn.
Ignition V says, I think your camera window is a little too big right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. I would need to trim it down. But I wouldn't use this window normally. I much prefer the other method. I'll do that back before I finish. This can just run as a test to see if, because I've just removed one of the variables from earlier. So as I was saying, I changed it to every other frame and also the chair removal. Now I've removed the chair again, but I left it on every other frame. So we'll see if it struggles. I suspect it won't. This is what I used to use on my old camera, so it's not surprising that it wasn't as good.
Ignition V says, also, are you planning on going for the 10th YR anniversary of NMS?
I would have been, but I don't know. I mean, it's awkward this year anyway, because it's also a big anniversary for me, my wedding anniversary year. But it doesn't quite line up with it, so I could still have potentially gone. It's a possibility I'll go. Depends who's going. And it's the big year, so it might call out a few people that don't often go to these things, like me, for instance. Just depends who else is going to try and make it. It'd be nice to. There we are. See, look. Rare ground creatures. Easy. What's the fuss? Oh, I didn't actually look at his stats. BSS. That's not bad. Oh no, that's the two-legged one. BCS. So he's not great. That's the two-legged one, I guess. Yep.
Ignition V says, unbelievable, you're finding rare UGs like it's nothing.
Well, they're not hard to find if you know what you're doing. It's all what you know. Yeah, I mean, let's face it, they're not always this easy, but I think they have made them a little bit easier. I think since they fixed the popping up from caves into like spawning and then hitting the edges and then being pushed up to the top, I think they've actually fixed some of the spawning of them as well. And it felt like a big coincidence to me that it was after I was able to demonstrate it on camera that they finally fixed it. So I like to think that maybe me demonstrating it made them realise there was a problem with the way they were spawning. But who knows?
Alphas195 says, sometimes 6 months worth of fuss.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have found Croco, which I think will probably be enough for me. He seems like a decent creature. I might try and genetically manipulate him to get rid of the snout, because I'm not really sure I like the warthogness, but it's distinct, so I might keep him. I've been Pharaoh. Travel well, and goodbye for now.